Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. We're going to go back onto the bird and we're going to sand this to get it prepared so we could start marking the feathers out on the back here coming down. So before we do that, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to show you a couple of different items you can use to do the sanding and also help you shape a little bit too if you need to. So let me move the camera down and I'll show you how to do that, and then we'll proceed on. Okay? Hang on. Okay, we're back again. What I'm trying to do now is I want to get the bird sanded really well, both the head and the body, but predominantly the body here in here, because we're going to start penciling on information. And if you don't want to lose the center line, so at some point I'll show you, we'll put that back in again just to make sure that we could take measurements off of that and build from it. So what I want to do is show you a couple of devices and a couple of points besides that we're going to need to still shape this a little bit more that I missed on the last go around on the video. So let me show you a couple of things that I use for sanding. This is a Fordham with a flex shaft, and what it is, it's got a motor and it's a table model, and this is a real nice sanding. They have ones that are longer and a little fatter. It's like 3/4 of an inch in diameter. This one's a 1/2 inch. You can get different sizes on these, and they are really neat to use, and I'll demonstrate a little bit here for you. I turned on the machine, and for the body, it's perfect because you can come in and without too much, you don't want to lean too hard because you'll start reshaping things, and you don't want to do that. And you can come right in here and just get everything sanded pretty much. Now, I'm not going to do the head with this, because the head's you got too much detail in there. This is just getting the body smooth, okay? But let me just point out something that I forgot when we were doing the bird in the last video. We came in and we cleared all this out. Here's our beak, and it comes around. And I wanted just to point this out to you so that you have everything at your fingertips here, so you know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. The center line of the head is right here. And when I came out and I moved all the material away, which I was telling you to blend it back in, you could see there's an edge that's left here. There's like a corner over here. So I took it out so far, but I didn't round it. And you can almost see saw marks in here as well. Okay, now I don't want to go up on the beak with the sander, but I do want to clean this out. So, and another way of doing this is getting back with the Fordham again. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to come around without going on to the beak and round it right on up to the center line on the underneath side of the beak. And I'm not leaning that hard, so don't go crazy with this, because you can reshape things. And that's what I'm doing right in this area here. I'm literally shaping with this. So you can do a little shaping, but you got to be careful where you don't want to take too much out, but it gets it nice and smooth and it gets the squareness out that I left before. So that's a great way of doing it. And the main thing we want to get is real smooth is up in here. We're going to develop the wing, and I just want to get everything so that all the blemishes are out, and that'll get us going there. Now, the other device I want to show you, and here it is. These are small, like bullets, or they're sanders. They're actually screw right on to this mandrel. And if anybody was interested, you can get a set of these. It comes with the mandrel, and you get 10 of these. And it lasts a while. It's not like they blow off. You want to run them on your machine, and it's preferably, I use my micro grinder, which is this one here. Let me shut this off. I'll plug this on for you. They come with a 3/32 collet, but there's different grits, and there's different sizes. You can even get them this big. And what they do is you have a split mandrel you can get. These don't come with a mandrel, but this set does. And what you get is you get 10 in here, but without a mandrel. And these go for $6. And these go for $8. And you get 10 in here as well, but you do get the mandrel with it. And if you need the mandrel for these, I have them as well. But these come in different grits as well. And I have one in here right now. And you can see the bullet shape sometimes gets into a point, which is what it does as it wears down, but it's in layers. So you run it at a half speed whenever you're sanding. And I want to come in, and I want to get this head nice and smooth without reshaping. So what I'm doing is I'm running this at half speed on my machine. My machine does anywhere from 35,000 to 45,000, and running it half of that speed. And you can really get in close. If you were worried about the process we were doing before, you could come in with this and get in there. But at least that edge we had that was coming out this way and this way was kind of hard. So you could do it with this too, but this is a real nice way of sanding and getting everything smooth as can be. So it prepares you for the pencil work, which then prepares you for the undercutting of the feathers and the burning that we're going to do for the bird to get the feathers on. So I'm coming in here and getting this nice and smooth, and it's ideal for that. Now, if you don't have any of these and you don't want any of them, I should say, you can, like everything else, you can get sandpaper. Just do it by hand, okay? So it's not like you have to have all these devices, but you can do everything by hand. And I use a 120 grit, but 180, 150 is fine for doing this, you know, and give you some real nice finishing work. So this is ideal as well, and you could do this by hand. So there's nothing that says you need to do everything by motor, and if you feel like you have more control. When you're doing the beak, I would recommend, when you're sanding the beak out, to do it by your hand, okay? Because you have a lot more control. And you don't have to be that rough with it. You can just go easy. It comes. It's not like you really need to lean real hard. So what I also want you to do before we get too far is that from the center line has to go back in. So I just wanted to get you started on the sanding end. There are other devices that you can use as well. I have meant to show you these two. These are sanding pads, which are great also. This is 400 grit, 300 grit, 200 grit, and 100 grit. And what's nice about these is you could come in and get into the tight places. They're also cushioned. They have a foam between them. And the nice part about this is either you can just take a cloth and clean them up, or you can even wash them. You know what I mean? You can wet them down and get the dirt out, stuff like that. And these are nice. And these are inexpensive too. And these are different grits. And some people like to get it really smooth. And you have your different grits here. So they're available as well. So just wanted to let you know that. But definitely get your center lines back in, both top and bottom, because we're going to be building off the center lines. Okay. Now I'm taking, I could faintly see the center line, so I'm putting them right back in. I think I've been doing this too long that I sort of see the center lines anymore without even putting them in, but I need to do that. Especially if you're starting out, this is the ideal way to do it. Everything is built off of these center lines. Now, if you noticed, I did not do a lot of sanding in the tail yet, and I just noticed something as I'm working this, and I don't know if you probably can't see it because of it's too bright, but there's like an edge right here, and I could see that I got this rounded over. But and what I mean by an edge, when you run your thumb across, you'll feel where it gets a little like boom, boom, you know, like a flat to a roll over. And there's like a little edge still there. So the edge is right here. And everything else wants to roll. I could see I could use a little bit right here. So one way to alleviate that is I'm going to turn on my Fordham again when it wants to go on. I don't know what's up with this. Let's see. Excuse me 1 second. Well, I guess my Fordham doesn't want to go on right now, so I think everything's off. I must have pulled the plug on on my what's the name? On my power here. So what I'm going to suggest is you come in. Here we go. We're see when you don't have power, you can use your hands. And you come in here and you round that over. And that takes care of that. And if you feel that you have any edges or anything or bumps in there that aren't totally rolling, then you can come in with your hand. I apologize for the equipment not working. I think I just not blew a fuse, but I got to set the setup for it. So I did not work on the tail. I got down to the rump. You can see the rump's still rough. So don't concern yourself with that. The main body that we're going to work on now is here. And then eventually we'll go back. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you too, when you were doing this before on the head, I want that channel to come back. Okay, remember, this wants to turn a little bit. So come in here with the pair and drive that back through the eye, back to here, okay, so that you have a look through there. You don't, I'm looking at this, and I think I need to take a little bit more right in here, just to pull it in. And that is something maybe I didn't stress the last time, but that channel is actually in the middle here. I'm sorry, right up there. So, and you want to run your pear straight on through and then blend it out so that there's no edges on this side or that side of the channel. So we want to prep it for sanding and get that all done. And then on the next video, we will start marking out, and I'll show you how to take measurements to get the location where the wing is, and we'll start laying feathers in. So I hope you enjoyed this, and it's gave you some info that will benefit you as you go. And this could be worked on a lot of birds, what we're doing here. And if you ever need any of the things I'm using, the blank, I have kits, whatever, please contact me, and I will gladly try to help you out. And like I said, you don't always need all this stuff. You know, you can use things just by hand with sandpaper, and you can work a lot. If you have a Dremel and stuff like that, you don't need all the equipment I have here, but everything that gets you there, you can do with minimal equipment. But if you need any of these types of equipment, I would make recommendations. And if you care to get them from me, I'd appreciate that too. So I just wanted to say, I hope you got something out of this one. And I hope you give me a thumbs up as well. And I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you got all your center lines in there. I still owe one right here. So see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.